Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And you can tell we're not at the regular shop today. We're back at my buddy Opie's. Last time we were here, he used his wood miser mill. Today he's got a special surprise for us. What we're going to do is turn that big thing into something like this. Just stick with us. So naturally, I'm not the expert on this thing here, but it's quite a beast, and I've been looking forward to it. Me and him's been conversing back and forth. He's told me about this thing, and he's been excited, and just because of it, I've been excited too. I want to see this thing run. It's going to be a major labor saver. It's going to be easier on the back, but I'll let him tell you more about it.
This is, like I told Brad earlier, this is kind of the Bigfoot of sawmills. I tried to do some research when I bought it, and it's a Mixon mill made in North Carolina. What's left of the sticker on the side, I called the number and it's no longer in service. And the only other one that I've seen has been on Facebook Marketplace for sale. And I seen one mention of it in Forestry Forum, and that's the only two leads that I've got on it. But it resembles a Timber King, a Cook's, a Wood Miser, and a Hudson all threw in one sack and shooked up and dumped out, and this is what you got. But we're running a 670 Predator motor on the main engine, which runs the saw head, and I can cut roughly 22 foot and the log diameter about 26 or 36 inches. So it's a beast of an outfit. It's got a full hydraulic bed on it. This right here is your log loader. I can roll a log up, pick it up, set it on the mill bed. Then I've got a chain turner, which turns the log. I've got a manual clamp on it, which I kind of like in ways and kind of don't like. But for what she is, she's going to improve the production quite a bit.
Yeah, I can imagine this thing is going to allow you to do things that, for the most part, you couldn't do before, as far as width and that kind of stuff. And you've talked about other things you're going to get into as far as some siding and that kind of stuff. And so hopefully this thing will put you on the right path.
Roughly, just figuring, it's putting right at, I'm going to be safe to say, in 450 foot an hour out working by myself. So
compared to what would you do on the other one?
Depends what I was sawing. I sawed one log on this one. It was 16 foot, roughly about 22, 23 inches. That would have been a half a day job on that one, just because of the size. Right. This one here, about 45 minutes, and I was putting another log on. My goodness. So it's improved quite a bit.
Way more efficient.
Yep.
Yeah, good deal.
This is kind of more of the control portion of it, and this is the one reason that I really did fall in love with this machine, is how simple it is. There's no computers. It's kind of a semi-electric over hydraulic unit. You know, you've got two electric solenoids over here that run valves. You got two switches over here, and then you got a flow control valve. That's it. So if something goes down, it's either a fuse, switch, connection, or electric solenoid up there. I mean, so it's pretty easy that you can diagnose it in a hurry and get back to sawing.
Pretty simple enough to kind of figure out what's wrong with it. And
another thing that I like about this one, and I was really looking into it when I got into getting a bigger mill, I wanted a 4-post head. And what that means is, instead of having just a single post head and a cantilever saw head, you've got 4 posts to hold this head up. And I kind of see that in the long term, it's more stable, less is going to wear out. Yeah. You know, and so, I mean, but every sawmill, everybody that saws with one has got a nitpick that they've got. There's something they don't like about it.
Exactly.
So they kind of fix them to the way they want them. So
yeah, I can see this too, because, you know, in simple terms of this, same deal with the planer I've got. You know, I had the old lunchbox style planer that worked on just 2 center ones. Well, when I upgraded the one that actually works on 4 posts, much smoother, much sturdier. And I imagine this is kind of along the basis of that, just kind of way sturdier, keeping everything straight. Yeah, big plus.
It's still a work in progress, because basically when I got it, it was in a hayfield. Really? It was, which I sent you pictures of it. It was just kind of sitting there doing its thing, chilling. Yeah. And I got it in December of last year, and then we've had to do little things to it, motor swaps,
Yeah.
But I've got it back to where I'm sawing now, and then later on, as the roof gets on and I get caught up, maybe take lay a coat of paint on it.
Right.
So, but she's
kind of keep it protected from the weather. Yeah.
Yeah, she's working. That's the main thing.
Right. Looks like he's ready and raring to go. Looks like the mill is too. So hopefully that thing works for us today. And hopefully by the end of this thing, he's going to get him some usable lumber here that he's going to pass right on to the customer. And I can tell you from the stuff you've seen here, it's turning out beautiful. So let's watch this thing work. Guys, that's just about going to do it for this day. You can see as we've turned that big old chunk of wood into usable lumber. You can see what he's got here. Of course, he's going to refine it on down from here and send this out to the customer. But I want you to take for just a minute, think about the next time you go and visit somebody like him, or you go into one of the big box stores with all that lumber. Maybe this will help you appreciate how it got to be that way. I know it gives me a fun learning experience every time I come down here. It's definitely gives me a more of a appreciation for the lumber I use, because you don't think about it that way when you're using small pieces. But this is how it gets into that rough form. Got anything to add to that, man?
Buddy, just thank you guys for coming down and filming. I know a lot of people's been asking about videos and wanting to know when they can see it run, and that's kind of helped me to let people watch it that can't make it here. So,
right. I think it helps a lot of people too, maybe that aren't really around this kind of thing. They can kind of look at this video and see how things work, especially with something as cool as this. This is one reason we wanted to come down here and just check out this mill and see what it was about.
It's definitely different. What you see here is just the tip of the iceberg.
Exactly.
You know, there's so much to it, and you know, you try to turn out a good product, and to get it to that good product, there's a lot of mistakes to get there. You know, there's a lot of work goes into it, but it's rewarding. The only downfall, the only thing that I don't like is 90% of the time when my wood leaves, I never get to see the finished product. I see it in stacks and on trucks leaving, but it's very seldom that I ever get to see the finished product.
So that can be a little less rewarding, but I'm sure some of those guys can send you pictures after it's done and that kind of stuff. But to actually see it on video and how it's being used, that's pretty cool in my opinion. As I said, this for me, it's always a fun learning experience to come down here and check out what Opie's got going on. But either way, that's going to do it for this video. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.